Are services still off limits to me?
What do you need?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Hello, we're back in the movie theater again. Grandma's seen another one. But please, we want to remind you, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos, of our reviews of all our new movies. And oh, Grandma's already ahead of me there. Give them a like, right? Give them
That's
a like.
right. Give us a like.
And please comment on our videos.
Yes.
So we can comment on your comments, because we really enjoy that. This week, Grandma has gone to see John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. Now, we found out that Parabellum is Latin for prepare for war, and I guess that's pretty apt subtitle in this case, because again, John Wick, our master assassin, has gone to war with just about everybody. This film follows right on the end of Chapter 2, the last film, where a bounty has been put on John Wick's head of $14 million. So all the assassins in the world are basically out trying to get John Wick from the very beginning of the movie. And so they're trying to kill him, he's trying to kill them, and it just goes on and on like this through the whole movie, which is sort of like what the last two movies were like. Lots of fighting and killing and stuff like that. What did you think of it, Grandma?
Well, as you just pointed out, there was a lot of fighting and a lot of killing, and that went on and on and on. So, if you're not in the mood for going to a movie where there's a lot of fighting and a lot of killing, you need to be prepared. John Wick, I thought about halfway through the film, he must be just covered with bruises all over his body. He must be just as sore as can be, because he had so many attacks on his physical form that he had to, and he had to use his hands so much. I mean, if you use your hands, I mean, don't you break bones and stuff? You know, he didn't even have gloves on. Some of the assassins that were after him, they had gloves on.
Well, I mean, part of the thing about these John Wick movies is, again, he uses a lot of different things to fight with, to kill people.
Not just his hands.
Not just guns, not just knives, but his fists and all sorts of other things. Anything that's available, basically.
That is true. There was a lot of broken glass in this.
A lot of broken glass,
film.
too.
A lot of broken glass. Some of the fighting that he was forced to engage in took place in places with glass walls, and there was a whole lot of breakage
display cases
going
and things
on.
like that too. So what did you think of the movie, Grandma?
I didn't like it much because of what we were just talking about. I guess I should have been prepared, you know, for so much violence. So little plot, so much violence.
Well, you've seen the other two.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be a surprise.
It wasn't really, but I'm sorry, John. I'm just tired of watching all of the misery that you go through and all of the fighting that you have. You know, I'd like to have a little more of a story, you know, a little more of a plot other than, okay, everybody's about to kill me, so I've got to fight back. And as you pointed out, that was the whole mission of the movie, you know, was to show this. And it got a little boring, I thought, after a while. You know?
With all that action, it was boring.
Well, yes.
Repetitive, maybe. Is that what you're trying to say?
Repetitive, okay, that's it.
Is that what you're trying to get
That's
at?
it, okay. It was, not surprising. There was this one, in fact, a couple of the guys that were after him even said so to him.
Said what?
Said, we were after you, Mr. Wick. We heard about you. We wanted to fight you.
His reputation precedes him.
Right. And I thought, okay, some of his, as you said, his reputation preceded him. And then there was this $14 million price on his head, and they even raised it to $15 million before the story ended. But it was. I assume that they will do a John Wick number 4, since John Wick number 3 is doing well in the box office. What did you think?
Well, I really liked the first two. I think I liked the second one maybe more than the first one. I don't quite remember.
And more of a story.
I sort of like it, number 3, and I would sort of recommend it. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be, and almost expected it to be, because again, the first two, the action is very stylish. It's all, again, he's using all these different things to fight the people, the assassins, and he's finding interesting ways to use them, and there are interesting situations and all that sort of stuff, and that's sort of interesting. And again, the way it was done in the other two films, again, I found very interesting. However, this one, it starts off really well. There's like the first third or so, it takes place in New York, and he's fighting all the assassins and everything. And then it just all picks up and goes to Casablanca. Yes, that Casablanca in Morocco. He goes to Casablanca, and then he's fighting with Halle Berry, who's like a sort of friend of his, sort of not friend, sort of. And then they fight for a while in Casablanca, and then he comes back to New York again, and the last part in New York I didn't think was as good as the first part of in New York. There was a little too much of this, like you were saying, his reputation precedes him sort of thing, where the assassins were sort of a little deferential almost to him, and they where at the beginning of the movie they were just trying to kill him as fast as they could, and in the last part they sort of, there's this sort of honor among assassins sort of thing, which I found a little irritating. So overall I think it's probably worth seeing, because it is well done, but the different directions that the story took, I just didn't think did it any service at all.
It wasn't necessary to do that.
It wasn't necessary, especially the big part in the middle where they go to Morocco again. I didn't see the sense in that at all. I mean, it had some good scenes in it, especially with the two dogs that Halle Berry had. Yes. That was interesting. But I would recommend it, but just as a lukewarm recommendation. What do you say, Grandma? What's your?
Well, you pointed out how important the dogs were there for, and one of the big scenes that involved her was because one of the villains shoots one of her German shepherds, one of her family there.
So, Grandma,
so what really got to her?
Yeah, what is your rating on this one, Grandma?
Well, if you're a John Wick fan, you need to go see it. Yes,
you don't have to.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So, what is your rating, Grandma?
Oh, this is a 1 thumb. It's a 1 thumb. It's a quality film. It's well made, and the action was nonstop.
Even though you found it boring.
That's just me.
That's what it's all about, Grandma. It's your opinion, okay? It's not what you think other people's opinion is. It's what your opinion is.
Okay, well, I'll have to admit, yes, got kind of tiresome because it was so non-stop, just on and on and on and on.
Okay, so you're gonna cut it back to a half a thumb or a sideways thumb, or what are you gonna do? Because one thumb seems a little bit much for all the scorn you're heaping on this film here.
Well, you're right. This is more of a sideways thumb than a upstanding.
What
thumb.
is it, Grandma? Decide.
Sorry, John Wick, but you're a sideways.
Sideways.
Yes, for Grandma. For Grandma, it's just a little bit much. It just got, tiresome after a while.